Good fucking morning, Cubase. Уэу. Так, alright. Надо сейчас вспомнить сначала, на чем я остановился. И когда я последний раз гамал, наверное, в четверг. Наверное, я в четверг гамал последний раз. Последняя трансляция была 6 дней назад. А может быть, я гамал вообще последний раз во вторник. Скорее всего, во вторник. Потому что в четверг я мог отстримить. Я написал, что не хочу. Да. С превьюшкой нужно еще дело порешать. Поярче чуть бахнуть. А исходников нет, это мне надо все найти заново. Ну, половинка у меня там есть чуть-чуть совсем. Настройки стилей разве что сохранились. Да, сейчас я, короче, зайду, посмотрю, что у меня было. Что у меня было на предыдущей трансляции, на чем я закончил. Что я там вообще сказал? Начнем делать пометку лейтенант. Еще один будет. Так, что я сказал тут? Я при основном что-то я быстрее открыл. Что-то даже на это. Это аналитика. Я ушел, погнал смотреть настоящий. Так. Да. Короче, что? Что я сказал в конце? Да ну нах. Что за хер? Все, вот, немного как так. Но сегодня хороший день при основном. Что? Я думаю, как так уже. Это откроется дополнительно здесь. Преступление. Там какой-нибудь шуе во сне будет. Так.
Короче, план на next stream.
Вот.
Обозначаю.
Обозначение.
Мы усыпим вот эту Ким Кицураги.
Угу.
Сделаем, пойдем на второй этаж, поговорим с этой чуихой, которую мы не арестовали. Сходим, снимем ботинки с трупака. Потом там какой-нибудь шуе во сне будет. Мы это все потом поспим, короче. Этого челика отправим. И, наверное, будем делать побочки какие-нибудь. Хз. Может быть, сами начнем преступления раскрывать. У нас очень много заданий здесь. И на среду там еще откроются дополнительные задания. Это тут позвонить Алисе на следующий день, чтобы получить информацию в своей броне. Это будет как раз таки в автомобильном каче. Так. Да, я вот на третьей части.
Так, все, ладно, короче. Так, в общем, что я делаю? Почему я сказал, что нужно будет пообщаться с той, которая на третьем этаже без Кима, потому что там какой-то диалог конкретно без Кима должен быть, иначе он у нас просто не сработает. По-моему, что-то такое там было. Не помню на самом деле. Траекторию Пирса. Вот, когда Ким нет поблизости, он не сможет вам помешать, спросить классе, что она слышала из моего номера в ту ночь. Угу. Тело жертвы на экспертизу отправим, постараемся отправить на утро среды, то есть. Окей. Кого-то еще нужно спросить будет про татухи. Безымянная деревушка, это как раз таки на среду у нас такое задание. Так, нет. На выход. Это у нас на выход. Дальше. Это мы делаем вот так. Это мы делаем вот так. Все, окей. Я готов. Типа он спать не собирается. Где-то в тот раз в 9 часов мы... Опа. Ой, нет звука игры, yes, for sure.
But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. But I am least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
Yes, I am an unrepentant spoilsport. Martinez, nothing. It's
A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze, somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. The lieutenant was right.
okay. Style me.
It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it. Yes?
Wait.
Yes?
Какой-то ролл.
Because you're
Unlucky.
Yes?
Look at you. It's because you're they sent you to slight.
Выйди на себя, это потому что ты полное ничтожество, тебя послали, чтобы оскорбить 57-й участок.
Just think about it for a second.
За полный алкоголь, явившись на дело с трехдневным опозданием в обоссанном диско-костюме. Тебя явно не за победы послали.
Disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Лошара, блин.
I've considered it. I don't think I can say one way or another. I do think it's somewhat unlikely, though. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win. Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
Alright.
Yes?
Че, он не думает спать-то идти? Я вот думаю, типа. Фейканул, что думаю. Ага.
Yes?
Пока, чувак. Та-ба-на-на-на-на. It's begin на-на-на. Он в 9, да, спать уходит, получается. Пошли делишки, ёпт. Пошел контент. Так, в ту ночь, после которой мы встретились в коридоре, я вспомнила, напомнила вам, что вы полицейский. Это одно из первых полицейских в мире, прежде чем я так, что-нибудь слышали? Так, окей. Один на Gigabyte, громко диск говорите.
Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
Окей.
Were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Держимся, да, терпим. Вот только обычная жизнь ограничивается той частью, в которой все хуже, не так ли? Похоже на то, около 2 часов ночи диско умолкал, и атмосфера сменилась. Что произошло? Сыграла медленно грустная песня, что-то вроде органной музыки на повторе. Играл довольно долго, иногда под нее орали. Что я пел? В том, что теперь все не важно, что мы все одиноки, разобрать было сложно, сама песня тихая и мелодичная, но вы были как раненый вепрь, я не поняла, как вы там вопили поверх оригинала. Раненый, но по-крутому раненый, верно, как дикий зверь. Alright. Не должен понять, с сарказмом она ответила или серьезно. А что было потом? Потом начали вопить и разнесли номер. Вы увидели, что на меня не нападали. И это в моем духе. Что это я делал? Гонева я бы никогда так не себя не повел. Гонева нах. Разбили окно, магнитофон, видимо, также песня оборвалась, и мебель, в общем, все в мясо. Орали, а потом, подозреваю, отключились. Как Витус. Как Витус, короче. Так, сейчас надо зачеканить стретчинг, потому что это легендарный момент. Это пропускать нельзя. В мясо. Алрикт. Ну, вроде что-то пыхтит, там мычит, сопит. Yes. Alright. Сделали, кажется, вы прокричали, что не хотите больше быть такой вот тварью. Я могла слышать фраза запоминающаяся. Потом шла, тогда уже все затихло, часам к 4-5 она кивает. Вот и все. Спасибо, промолчать. Yes.
Wow, so someone's been a little.
Скуки. Не-не, скуки не было. Скуки не было. Я отжигал как психонавт. Это не та мысль, которая первой приходит в голову. Так, окей, первое дело без кима у нас готово. Дальше мы идем, снимаем с него ботинки с трупака. Да. Трупачела мы подлутаем сейчас чуть-чуть. Уна похуй на жизнь. Сидит. Да, тестим.
Whoa. Yeah, fuck it to pieces.
It's not completely useless. You're able to reveal a little more of the putrid polymer sock beneath. It feels like the leg is going to come off along with the boot, but you're able to get the boot to move a centimeter or two. It's heavier than you'd think. You're forced to drop it back down immediately. The corpse leg. Damn, you're out of shape. This is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually the boots come off, with nasty slices of polymer sock stuck to even bigger pieces of skin.
Okay.
Look, he's skinning the fucker up good. Puka style. Hell, keep at it, pig.
Оцените ущерб. Ноги выглядят так, будто их исцарапали дикие звери, что же до ботинок ты их сможешь использовать только когда как следует промоешь и продезинфицируешь. Да, их, безусловно, сначала нужно вымыть, вонь просто ужасно. Разве в танцах нет кухни? Окей. Look at this. Эти ботинки, вероятно, оставили в теле, потому что их снять в повешение не удавалось. В данный момент выглядят они не очень, а пахнут того хуже. Будем надеяться, что скоро ты узнаешь о них больше. Смотрю, ходить, если же поговорку по поводу вырезания лежащую шкуру. Окей. Размер кажется плавнее, только нужно очистить от этого. Так, это очистим, попробуем, потестим. Слишком много повидал, чтобы позволить себе такую наивность. Даже если ты этого не помнишь, тебе никогда не узнаешь, какой это быть им. Кай. Ладно. Ладно. Кун ничего не скажет? Ничего не скажет. Кун ничего не скажет. Кун ничего интересного нам не продемонстрирует. Задание... Отмойте обувь где-нибудь на кухне. Yes. Давай отмоем. Попробуем что-нибудь сделать. Что это за ведро?
This industrial gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for many hungry hostel guests. There is a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet. It's bad with those boots. Don't be stingy now.
Уксуса.
The delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar. All right now, chef. Light up the stove.
Готовый шеф, зажигай плиту и вари. Налить в кастрюлю воды, закинуть ботинки, аккуратно вскипятить. Ты отшатываешься от кастрюли, слишком сильно пахнет уксусом, вода постепенно закипает. Стоп. Полосы синтетической человеческой ткани отслаиваются от подкладки ботинок, всплывая на бурлящую поверхность. Неудобный шрифт. Красота. Yes. Ботинки выглядят еще чище, а шмотки человеческой плоти начинают доходить до готовности, их запах тоже слышно. Готов шеф, чище эти ботинки уже не станут. В вытяжку над плитой уходит густой пар с запахом незнакомого мяса. Да, время разглядывать ботинки. Красавцы, ботинки горячие, блестят, воняют уксусом. Идеал. Шеф-повар откланивается. Yes. Авторитет, самообладание. Look at this.
You look down.
Ты смотришь вниз на белые керамические сабатоны, надежно облегаешь твои икры и щиколотки, удивляешься тому, как хорошо они сидят. Я пойду к вопросу ответственно. Броня мне нужна для защиты, а не чтобы красоваться. Щеголяю в броне будущего, как и положено копу. Yes.
Hardened vitreous.
Закаленная стекловидная эмаль, блестящая и невесомая, добавляет твоим щекам румянца, а походке легкости. Только представь, как ты себя чувствовал в полном комплекте. Да, я просто обязан его собрать.
All the pieces.
На то, чтобы собрать элементы, может уйти некоторое время, а пока тебе стоит проанализировать броню, найти ее уязвимости.
This is a highly specialized.
Не забывая, это узкоспециализированное средство перераспределения синтетической энергии о назначении останавливать пули. Поноси броню, понаблюдай за ее свойствами, оцени возможные слабости конструкции.
For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Так, приходится сказать, драться с кем-то врагом броню материалов. Угу. Скованное движение, время исследования 3:30. Витамин. А если я не буду их носить, они все равно будут же работать. Так, расовая теория. Я вот не помню, что именно разблокировать. Одно очко. Go. Go его усвоим. Оно нужно, значит усвоим. Все, пусть оно там раздумывается. Yes, и больше нам ничего не надо. Вот мы часок потратили, туда-сюда сбегали, получается. Ботинки мы сняли. Что я еще хотел сделать? Без этого чувака вроде бы ничего больше. Потом мы шпим. Будет шуе-сон. Все по плану пока что. Потом мы должны поспать. Будет шуе-сон.
Побережье.
Наверняка
Нас очень
какой-нибудь.
много на побережье. И на среду там еще дадут позвонить Алисе, вторник, качать по мере необходимости. Думаю, как так уже отправимся там мы усыпим, пойдем на второй этаж, поговорим с этой чуихой, которую мы не арестовали.
Мне еще искупаться надо.
Будем снимем ботинки с трупака. Потом там какой-нибудь шуе во сне будет. Мы это все.
О, нифига катушка. Ее не было вроде.
Поспим, короче. Этого челика отправим.
This is
И,
not
наверное,
the
будем
cleanest
делать побочки
bathtub in the
какие-нибудь.
bathtub. The water is only
Хз.
lukewarm,
Может быть, сами
but still
начнем
feel nice and lonely.
преступление
So
раскрывать.
tired.
У нас очень
Now
много
you are
заданий
alone
здесь.
with your thoughts in the tub.
И на среду там еще откроются.
Just assorted sensations.
Мы
None of them
включили
cute
потом.
enough to focus
Идем,
on.
сходим, потом там снимем ботинки с трупака. Потом там какой-нибудь шуе во сне будет, мы это все потом это. Хз, можем.
Окей, вроде бы все.
Сами начнем.
Все. Сейчас среда начнется, и у меня есть план уже на среду.
Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools. What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. The waterline recedes as you...
Это предметы. This. Окей.
The bed is still cold from...
Спим.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try on.
Март на улице. Ёпт. Холодно должно быть. Лимбическая система.
No, you have to stay. You're not cooperating. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty. That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
There's no dignity here. Only reflections of your body mass. Flashes of the day. You keep coming back to your... You're just stuck here. In the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that? Sure you do. They're all so...
At least they're interesting. Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're...
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can.
Да, я не спал. Я только смотрел сны. Ну, кстати, не так уж и шуешно было. Могло быть и хуже. Yes. Ким внизу наверняка уже ждет.
Yes?
Yes. Так, чувак, сейчас я позвоню с твоей кареты и будем тебя уже отправлять отсюда.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Kingston KC3000. How may I assist you? Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Orani's. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued. The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Sure. Call back tomorrow. tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then. Not yet, but I was able to convince the database people to share private sector information. 57's over and
In the cabin,
Ну все, он мне пока не нужен, и рация его не нужна до завтра, до четверга уже. Дыс. Подписи, треники. Спросить про татухи. Отправить жертву на экспертизу. Сейчас пойдем. Угу. И вот эту вот херню, короче, наверное, будем сами уже этим заниматься. Все, пора уже отправлять тело это. Наконец-таки.
the man is the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep.
All right. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Дыс. Так, все, Челикс уехал на обследование, я остался один опять. Yes. Можем походить теперь по побочкам. У нас, в принципе, время свободное, свободная среда, чиллинг. Все дела мы по фастчу раскидали, как я и люблю, и все. Здесь вот, кстати, можно ачивку получить с этими дидами.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. You finally stop picking your nose.
Окей, это время скипалка.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle. I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hog.
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want? I prefer the old name. Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. You know what? No. They brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the ID for you, was it? She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart just couldn't accept it.
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston. But not while we have.
Тут можно подлутать с них медальку еще, кстати. Получить за это достижение. А медальку продать. Хы. Классика.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. Yes. It's...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, like I said, I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. In Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our...
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. I know the kind. Gaston here is the same. A weather vane. Never stood up for anything in his life either.
Oh, René. If you only knew life beyond confrontations, conflict, and extremities.
Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Revachol would be a different place if more people realized that. We could still be the...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
Базвичок и БСБ. Вот и все. Вот они и стоят, блин.
The carabiner doesn't reply.
Right. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a... no. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Heavy artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Complicated. It's beginner. Наверное, все было немного сложнее, но зачем утюжить их здесь, в Мартинесе? Надо же было выбрать место подальше от людей и домов. Понимаю, я бы лучше, я бы тоже тут все разбомбил. Ха-ха.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds.
Две крайности, а я вот где-то посерединке.
The other 2 are off in
Дрыгаюсь.
and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume, or even if some damn clan Frisell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Fricelle. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile. Damn Fricelle. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution. The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. It's a Belle McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I understand. Unfortunately, I don't know what else to tell you. These BMs are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff. Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it? Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard someone say cocaine. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one. Okay then.
The purity of snow always reminds me of...
As Rene turns from you to his partner and back, the medal too. The larger one is shaped like a cross. A crowned head in front of two crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
For bravery. For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye, when men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shat themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Fricelle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity? To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
It's painful to even think about.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Joe Lestresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. He didn't. I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jailers convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Eversholians.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, what?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Нихуя себе. Окей. Выпускайте бычка. Так, мы чуть драмы качнем. Ролим. Это мы ролим. Это мы ролим. Это мы ролим. Ролим. Прокнет. Я не верю. Прокнет. Должно прокнуть.
The purity of snow always
Go long, go deep, go unconventional.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take. I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed. The man stares at you, silently frowning. The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right? How so, then? And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer.
Ха-ха-ха.
The veteran extends his right arm with the sun-shaped medal. It flashes of bloody and terrible scenes of war. Men dying, horses shrieking, blood sinking into sand. All of this accompanied by a musical composition telling of heroism of old. When men...
Was there something else you wanted to take from us?
Look at this. Куда я могу это засунуть? На шею одеть. А, о, this. Я вообще с ними хотел в шарики погамать.
I have really held the...
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a... Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
Not the only one you have.
Suddenly you realize how hungry you are. The last time you ate, aeons ago. Probably when you were still a child.
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with garlic butter and marinated onions emanating from the sandwich is driving your mind in a singular direction. It must be yours.
Fuck off! It's mine! Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? We are a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled.
We were just boys then. This was different. You... No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company. Officer.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back. Will it now?
Departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
A quick grimace of pain passes over René's features, but he immediately regains control. His face now a dispassionate mask again.
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and...
He suddenly remembers you are still there.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Sweet, sweet Jenny. Ask away, officer. I knew her all. Of course, officer. Memories are... Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. No, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are a good guy.
Then help him, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Respects?
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties. Help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Weservein. I hate the socialist rabble, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I told this...
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
What a prick. The officer was addressing me, not you, Captain.
Where were we?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words. Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Evrard and I have this long...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
On the Union track? I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. Officer, I have a vivid imagination. And like I said, I have a way with words. That's enough. No need to sink into politics.
He just fluffs it up.
Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch.
Just easier that way. Besides, life isn't as black and white as René's of the world tried to make it seem. It's all shades of grey, really.
Mon Dieu.
Among Us.
Thank you, officer, for being a consummate professional. You'll have this case wrapped up in no... Sure, officer. Thank you, officer. Oh, the goal is to throw you bull. That's the cochonnet. Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rope. Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must stay in the circle and keep both feet planted. I could, but I'd rather not. I don't want...
Is he denying you information when you clearly requested it? That's it. We're blowing the lid off this man, Jar. You need to know things.
Then there's measuring the distance between the bull and the cochonnet. I always measure ours, but usually it's done by the player who threw last. The opponent has a right to remeasure if he has doubt about the result, and...
Can you believe this clown? This is information you must have, and he's stalling. Lives could be on the line, and he's just running out the clock.
Yes, officer, yes. I swear, I don't know anything else.
And that's how you break a man if the good cop and the bad cop have left for the day. Disturbing cop to the rescue.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, officer.
Good. Gaston finally understands the rules now. Let's see if it makes him a better pétanquista.
Напугал страстью. Я думал, наоборот, он типа испуганный и из-за этого отдаст лучше. Так а как с ними погамать-то, ёпт? А я вот нашел ядро. По-моему, оно им нужно будет.
The purity of snow always reminds me there's nothing for you to understand here. It is not her death you are investigating. Reversal Fair 91 in the Faubourg district. A parade was held to honor Guillaume Le Lion's name day, and the Carabineers marched in the place of honor. This was the happiest day of my life. Absolutely not. She died of pneumonia in her bed at the age of 79. This is highly usual. I was 22 when I returned from King Guillaume's Akira operation in the south and found my sweetheart in the arms of this wretch. I won her back, but while I was dealing with some issues.
You were like a dark cloud sucking the joy out of every living thing around you. And you hurt her.
Dark cloud. That sounds unpleasantly...
Those days and memories are gone.
The old soldier says nothing, but when his glance quickly runs...
Yes, I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Heavy artillery.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communists... Fine. What do you want now then?
Бля, да как с ними погамать?
It is such a pleasure to see you again.
Может, после того, как я сэндвич у него украду? Просто я могу в море выкинуть один из шариков. И там будет еще контент. Я это помню. Надо у него спиздить сэндвич.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I head the citizens' militia on this... It is such a pleasure to see you again.
A man...
It is such a pleasure to see you.
A man...
It is such a pleasure to see you.
about his son.
Unlike.
It is such a pleasure to see you.
A man...
Да, блять, unfortunate.
It is such a pleasure to see
A man...
Да камон, брух.
It is such a pleasure to
A man...
Шутизм. Ну уже.
such a pleasure to see
A man...
Да ты идиот, что ли? 42%, блять.
It is such a pleasure to see
A man...
Ты ебанушка? Роль контент.
It is such a pleasure to see.
Alright, this is how we're gonna do it.
Like what, officer? This is as good as they come in Revachol, I assure you. Mon Dieu, that is an excellent idea. That would virtually negate...
Beautiful. Now bring it home with paprika.
Ce serait délicieux. Can you make that sandwich, officer? I hope you are not just tricking an old man out of the little he has left. Okay, sure. Everybody wins. But is there anything I can help you with right now to speed up the process?
The ham sandwich looks fresh and nutritious in your hand, begging to be eaten. You jam your teeth into the sandwich and immediately feel a series of taste explosions go off in your mouth. It's like someone's carpet bombing your tongue with ambrosia. This is what angels must taste like. Your saliva production increases tenfold. You can barely contain it all. The taste of salt in your mouth abates for a moment. Wolfing it down is efficient, but lacking in appreciation. You really ram into the sandwich, deep. The tomato slides off. Mayo drips everywhere, including your moustache and clothes. Bits of ham fall. You can barely feel the taste, but it seems decent enough. At least it gets your stomach nice and full. Good sandwich. The worn mat features the patchwork grid. Your finger moves through the various streets. Finally, coming to a halt on the
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
It is such a pleasure to see you. Well, officer, what did you think? Yes, yes. And the taste. How was the taste? I guess you don't really need taste buds for Palit's work. Is there anything else, officer?
Как с этими придурками поиграть, блять? Вроде про правила нужно расспрашивать, но сейчас тут уже ничего нету. Я один в море уронил, короче. А другой чувак скажет мне, типа, неси нам нахуй такой же. И вот я бы им принес, вот он. Сошел бы им. Потому что я так делал при первом прохождении. А как с ним погамить, я уже не помню. Хрен его знает, зато медаль подлутал.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
Что за белый конверт?
But the documents inside the envelope still lack the required signatures. It's not going to be that easy. Everard wants you to dirty your hands getting these signatures, and he will quickly find...
Нахуй тогда ящик иди.
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Levantourier mail collection box. Your toe has suffered damage.
Так, окей. Куда нам идти нужно тогда? Куда-то сюда. I think.
You see a Samaran street vendor. The name, Sileng, is embroidered.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool!
From out on the bay, a cool wind.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang! You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around. Everything's still cool here.
Start with a little compliment.
Oh, okay. An investment? What kind of investment? I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here? But officer, I don't have that kind of money. There's got 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. Very cool. Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, Good joke, officer!
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, The sidewalk strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom. That's right. Revachol is no need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale?
My man, you know how the game is played. You and me, we should work together. What do you think? Anything for you. Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got anything for...
Так, как мне посмотреть, что он барыжит?
Luxury officer.
A pair of found
Those sneakers, mister.
only. That's
Шникерс. Дорого.
these ones.
No, don't look at the sneakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. These, officer? These speakers are Samaran garbage. I'm ashamed to even use them for props. Don't waste your time on them.
These ones.
No, don't look at the speak. Then look at them again. These are the premium lifestyle sneakers, officer. No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale. Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers.
Damn. So you have to buy the sneakers first.
Да дохуя стоит.
Clothes inside.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality.
Save the economy. That sounds off. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand. Buy second. You keep coming back.
no.
You keep coming back.
Something cold grazes your hand. This jacket is the apex of human evolution. The moment at which man be practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir. Gotta prepare for springtime, right?
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a...
You like sunglasses, officer?
Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eye...
Abort. These are hideous.
Damn, officer. You look like a mega secret spy.
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eye. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you seriously with these things on your face.
Качать концептуализацию, чтобы... Но я так не думаю. Мы наролим это.
Shine on these sunglasses. Oh, very interesting choice of...
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster, Harry. Giant, hidden and...
Wow, officer! You look so cool! And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them
Чё,
all
бля,
up.
какие дебильные очки тоже.
But you found them.
Даунские очки. Мне нравятся вот эти, которые сейчас на мне. Так, а чё с мостом-то? Когда его поднимут-то? Или, блять. Чё, вот он, поднятый мост, или что за хуйня, блять? Ну вот он, да. Мне обещали, что его опустят в среду.
A couple of indicator lights. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As the water lock starts moving.
Ну или так. Хижина рыбаков, церковь, бам-бам-бам. Угу. Так. Ага, вот он это, вот он обход. Угу. Тут еще всякая хрень. Бам-бам-бам, я понял. Вот здесь я еще не был, вроде бы. Я здесь найду людей.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles in this yard. Someone thought they could have a summer house on the beach for cheap. A long time ago, someone used to live here, laugh here. Thought it was a good idea. This is a good place for a nice, sad drink. Uncork a velvety bottle of red wine and think about life for a moment.
Вот, вот прям вовремя, да. Только они тебе какой-то тильт хотят в какой-то тильт тебя хотят вогнать, но сразу же какой-нибудь рофл дрон залетает. Респект. Ну, типа, не выбивают тебя из колеи. О, look at this, смотри, я заметил. Это я заметил. Надо отдалять, да, камеру, чтобы по фулам все увидеть. Какая-то херня, что это дом, сарай какой-то скорее.
Что это за тачка? Это не машина Кима, случайно? Быстрое перемещение открыто. О. А как быстро перемещаться?
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the...
Не, нафиг. Какие-то бомжики там.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party. I know you do. These inter-Isolari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise. You're a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal.
Сам уморительный на свете центрист, yes I am.
Makes sense. This is what wearing boring office trousers does to you.
What is this? Хуя. Ёпта. Откуда у меня такой пиджак? Куртка такая. И почему я без обуви? Дыс. Хотя, может, оно мне еще и пригодится.
Great news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position. No, wait. Sorry. My bad. There's a rotting dog carcass under there, and old fish too. You have a home somewhere. All cops do. When this is done, you can return.
Мне надо туда. Я там что-то не все залутал.
Ладно, теперь точно все здесь. Да блять, как бежать-то? Так, ну года ебемся до бомжиков.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail! Abigail. Oh, Abigail. Uh-huh. Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Don't call Abigail.
Hey, tequila! Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you? So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang.
It's good to hear that you're on top of things. Talking about used to, did you know that I used to be a real mover and shaker? Sadly, things aren't going that well in Idiot Doom Spiral Land. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies. Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys.
It's a touchy topic. He hasn't got laid in ages. He really has no idea who this Ruby is, sire.
We are saving the world.
Please! Please!
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and will. So now, it's a pirate's life. It's you. We've met before. Don't you remember? I don't think you're ready for that grade of reality yet. It'd be ill-advised for me to tell you. You gotta go do the intro yourself. Come back when you've been to the motor carriage. Tequila.
He points toward the waterline with his bottle.
Didn't I already say? I don't want to be the one who breaks it to you. You have to get acquainted with the event first. It'd be irresponsible.
And also scary to tell you.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
The porter reel is just what you needed. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before it sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune, echoing and telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds you know, this is the one, the real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that Claudia told you about. Perform it. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics since you've listened to it like a million times. Yup, they're all here. All 3 verses. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way. Gart, you have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out.
Окей. Дела двигаются.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow there. An empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hit. Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance. Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost. A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware. Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
А, это шлагбаум, блин. Шлагбаум, мэнчик. Это только разворот, поворот, unfortunate.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth. The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game.
What bad people? No, we're not really supposed to talk to strangers, you know.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Garth's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
I don't know. Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
All right, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go.
Luby. Raluby. My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then Uller. My mom's outside, and I don't really know about my dad. Yes, they don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart. They look identical. It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers, but you're also fuzzy, like Lammy. Bye!
Ну, он напевает эту музыку, и как мы у танцев ходим. Yes. This is it.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts. Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either. Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen. No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Maybe they are afraid, because you're an ill omen, but you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us? Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass. There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
Ruby was here. You know it.
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there. That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. They might not look like much, but they are ours. Aye. The room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and roof over it. That's more than some folks have around here. Any day now. I'm sure of it. Are you interested or not?
Sire, she doesn't believe things will ever improve around here.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police. Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even. Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then. The ecclesiastics have tried to get things going there, but things just keep happening.
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. Huh. It started a few days ago, and now it's blue. And now, suspicious-looking people are sneaking up.
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus if you have the time.
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty. Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed. No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at used to be a supply depot. We think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if and now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist. This is pretty much a non-place. A gap, a blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless...
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Between here and GameRock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them, an overgrown park.
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses. The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now. Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they are away right now.
Я спрашиваю то же самое, только в другой формулировке, и мне отвечают то же самое, только в другой формулировке.
And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. Here, for you, no officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about. The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance. It's okay. What matters is we are still around, still living our lives. At least those who remain.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr... Why, I guess I will hurry. Aye, it just rolls off the tongue. I used to know a Harry. He did too many narcotics. So many, he fell off his boat and split his skull on a buoy. Folks who saw it say his head cracked open like a melon. Nasty, nasty. Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. Nothing good ever comes from paperwork, in my experience. Your mind just flips back and forth. Huh, I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part, the part we need to get out of our houses. Have you asked Lillian about this? I won't even consider signing till I know she's on board. She's right over there, the dark-haired woman, leaning over the railing. Yes, you do that. Can't let fat Mr. Clare down now, can you?
She is not impressed by a cop running errands for a local bigwig. Not at all. The door has seen better days. The key turns with a satisfying. A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're...
What is this place to you?
Waves crash onto the beach, drowning the reeds. This could have been you. This could still be you. A down-on-his-luck nobody, trying to survive. Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash again.
Look under the floorboards.
Половицы. Заглянуть под пол. Сжать голову. What is this? Половица. Одна из досок, составляющих деревянный пол. All right. This one.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, the edge of a floorboard next to it looks hollow. Space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with. On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash. The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash, you'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is, without the expression.
Ни хрен себе. Ёпта.
The bed is comforting.
I'll just keep the Cordelechi in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier. Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Jetty?
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Hello, detective. It's good to see you here. I only just arrived myself. Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally.
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is there a motor carriage over there? I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should...
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear. All right. Politics time. Let's react.
That they don't.
Above you, there forms a quilt of alto-cumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly, but perceptibly.
Do you know how they discovered this place? No, they're in Sealindian, Isla. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. It's a pity. Most of these people will never know what this place means, this island of matter, or why they were ferried over. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location? I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. Maybe there is something else I can assist you with while you're hot in pursuit. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Robert Hines has suspected it for years. Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach GameRock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable.
Я думал, я с логикой попизжу.
Didn't Titus mention that Ruby ran a complex operation out of her lorry? Could it be connected? Only one way to find out. Investigate. How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them.
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under. Well, here's your chance. I'm glad to hear, officer. I'm sure you'll find out just what that means soon enough. No, we asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight. It's true they drove a number of the local businesses to bankruptcy preparing for this venture. I've talked to a few business owners. It was quite the shakedown. But the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. Then loaded onto lorries and driven to GameRock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. The two might even be connected. Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I suspect the traffic jam won't disperse for a few more days. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. You have? And how—
Finally, time to choose sides.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption. Reaching into the of course. I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a Verm myself. But if you felt like passing some info, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it? Why, if I may ask, why make them more drunk? Aren't they corked enough already? Very curious. A very curious thing to do. What else? Oh. That's so very, very helpful. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on that gun? Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that. Such referrals may sometimes get you information from a man like Everard. Did it? The company did not send mercenaries after the Union. I told you in great detail about the mistakes my side made. And of course, I accept them completely. I just hope you don't share Everart's view on things. After all, as he said, one's dead now.
Let's keep it that way. She means to add, but then doesn't.
Yes, that's the talk about town. The Hardy Boys, they're called. How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already. Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else? I wouldn't have taken Everard for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by union men he wanted to impress?
No. It was more like he wanted things to get worse. In secret, of course.
Yes. Everard is a showman at heart. I'll think it over, Detective.
Have I underestimated the Union's ferocity? She has to ask herself by now.
What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating. Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it? Here? Oh no. What does that bloated hellbat want with my little cinderblock town? No, don't tell me. I don't want to know what he has in store for this place. Probably a giant statue of him, or better yet, his twin brother. Practically the same thing, but makes him seem less like a psychopath. A youth center with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him. First, there won't be a youth center. Whatever he's told you or the residents, it'll be something horrific, perhaps even worse than a statue. So, yes, I do. Fishery. I've been speaking with Lillian here. She gave me the idea. The infrastructure is all here. Sadly, it's just one of the million things I'll never get round to. I just have to accept that I'll never be the rich candy girl who goes around solving people's problems with money. Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information? Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road, don't be afraid to drop by. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. Of course, Detective.
Окей, нам нужно будет прибежать туда, потом сюда. По всей карте бегать, струячить.
Hi, officer.
Блять.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Угу.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? Are you now? There are a lot of lawbringers around Martinez, but I guess men with authority have their quirks. What brings you here, lawbringer? The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. What are the other ones?
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly. It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time. What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid, and that goes for men too. But they put on an act for us.
That does not go for real men. It does not go for you. Show her. Coach means the expression.
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same unchanging grin. It's like a shield. No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check would put me in an early grave. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying. Gone. No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves. Yeah. By himself. Inadvertently. He never respected the sea. Went out there drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day, he didn't come back. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with...
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Let's see. Who are you looking for? Okay. When did this person stay? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Where are you? What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
He has a pen and everything. Here you go. You're welcome. Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll, like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her.
Fine by me. Oh? Who? Okay. Oh, yes. Sorry I couldn't... Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month...
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help? Lillian should let her sword make her decisions. The girl just doesn't have the head for it. Either way, I won't sigh. Lillian's not the only one who's too thirsty.
She wanted to see if you would do it, and if she would.
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never planned to keep. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So no, I don't trust the fat man. And
In her mind, the Union is right-wing because Everard is fat. It's that simple. And there's...
Damn that girl. Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl? Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the lieutenant's cry and it woke her up, just like it did you.
I cleaned it, like I always do. No.
The truth, sire.
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her. No, she was mostly silent this time, kept to herself. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room. How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun. Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset. She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself, the way some people do. I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived. Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better for you to stay here, get a nice cozy fire going in the heater.
No, you can do it. You still behind the cinder block houses. Old pre-war ruins rise to the sky like dark palaces. The wind calls.
What more do you want to know about? Yes, let's hear those other questions. One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her. She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten her.
Так, внушение, значит. Что-то у меня ничего на внушение даже нету. Качну разок.
Our tenant, the policeman.
Logic and reason won't work on this old bat. Better go for shameless emotional manipulation. What's the grandmother's deepest vulnerability?
What do you mean? What's going to happen? I raised my own kids in this village and they are doing fine for themselves. No, they moved to Faubourg for work. Well, I imagine they'll grow up and leave too.
You've got her. Now just reel her in.
Then,
You have her. Now twist the knife. Wait. Let her come to it herself.
I don't believe the Fat Man's Youth Center is going to change anything. But what other choice do we have? It's not like the coalition. I won't be around much longer anyway. Not with the dampness in my bones. If they want to take a chance, who am I to stop them?
Подумай о детях, Майкл. Пел.
We do. We do.
Reluctantly, she takes the pen from your hand, scribbles her name.
See that you didn't just get us all screwed. I might be half blind, but I have a good memory for treachery.
Выдавить вас шумом стройки. Пусть сами додумаются. All right. Бля, почему тут обойти нельзя? Что тут еще есть? Secret Shop какой-то.
Concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth. Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer. There's no echo.
Бля. Мы сюда вернемся еще. Мне кажется, слишком много я дел на себя возьму сейчас. Да, там что-то до хера всего. Фига себе, очки у меня модные. Ёпта.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. The density and spread of these bullet holes is surprising. This takes a lot of bullets. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall.
Да блин. Визуальный анализ тут мне ничего не портит, даже наоборот добавляет, но все равно не хватает этого. Качнуть еще.
Scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall. Unable. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall. Unable. A scattering of bullet holes is spread. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. The abundance of bullet holes leads to a host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. The commandant, the one who gives the order, machine gun fire crackling through the air. I'm just a representation of your mental faculties, piecing together any available information. You should probably ask the lieutenant. A cold sea wind blows away the figure. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of felled electric.
Бля, вот лейтенанты, хуинананты.
A row of ghostly shades facing the crumbling.
Да, ну у нас картина тут же создана, так что... Да, вернемся с лейтенантом, for sure.
There's no way the perp isn't here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed. Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely.
Ага, я типа, окей, я поднялся. Я вон там был. Так, ну го, короче, еще лутанем, что там было. И все, потому что в диско я смогу вспеть только же вечером, получается. Вот мне бы еще куда-то сюда подняться. Бля, тут супер много всего. Че это за челики? Короче, спецом не буду ничего лутать. Или, блять, поговорить с ними. Я уж хотел на самом деле сейчас заканчивать скоро.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like this must be the boy Clausia mentioned. Ooh. Hidden, you lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut. There's something in there, splashing around. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. Primitive construction. It smells like you would a shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae. And nothing else. The boy continues to be mostly empty. No answers appear to you in the dirty seawater at the bottom of the boy. Just you could ask the miss what she thinks later. If you have the time, though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Вот так вот.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you... I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can...
Да, надо будет с этим челом попиздеть. Ладно, я туда не пойду, на тот берег, скорее всего. Не знаю, или стоит сходить. попижу тогда с этими водятлами, что они мне скажут. Быстрое перемещение. А как я туда перемещусь-то быстро?
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone.
Похуй пока. Пока похуй нам. Пока нам похуй на это все. Тут слишком много всего. Тут слишком много контента. Там вон какие-то штуки. Челики что-то рассматривают. Ух ты, джекпот. Так, получается, что я... Так, рубежную деревню, окей. Поставьте подписи. Теперь мне нужно бросить по эту конверт отправить, да. Я отправляю конверт.
They must have been like this for 40 years. Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of it. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it.
Так, ладно, короче. Что там за хрень? Внутри что-то есть? О, рыли.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes. Other than developing a personal relationship, looks like you were right. You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of letters.
Надо будет еще к нему идти, я понял.
Can I help you?
No, you don't. It's not happening.
You need to approach this situation logically. Ask him why he has the PA system installed if you can't use it.
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of '44. Okay, yes, it's for some clients. Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
Заебись. А птицы я продам.
The stage is all set up for your performance. You feel a little dizzy, a little...
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the...
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. There are some people out there, but mostly a post-meridian slumber has fallen on the premise. Not super lively. Yes, you could always do it in the evening. It will be less scary with a lot of people.
Ну да, я про это говорил. Вечером споем. Так, про буёк пойдем расскажем этой тупице.
I was just thinking. Oh. No, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me.
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
They couldn't know where I put it. I'm absolutely sure I was not followed. And I've told no one but you. You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away.
Не понял, блядь. Где мой квест? Или это заруиненный квест? Что произошло? Так, ладно, короче, обозначаю план на следующий стрим. Нам нужно будет спеть в караоке вечером. Здесь. Потом нам нужно будет сходить к Эврару, доложить, что мы письмо выкинули. Потом поговорить с водителями. Вот уже час. Я думаю, там пока с ними поговорим, уже будет вечер. Так, что у нас еще по заданиям? Будем ждать Кима, получается. Гарту чучело птицы мы отдавать не будем, потому что нам он и так разрешил. Татуировка ХЗ. Это ждем четверг. Это сделаем. Это деньги нужны. Это удостоверение, блядь. Ну это тут может кому-нибудь, какого-нибудь, я не знаю, мусорщика поспрашивать. На кого там этот челик Гард говорил? У кого там есть еще доступ к этой хрени? Самосуд это у работяг идти спрашивать, я так понимаю. В общем, мы будем в 6-й части чисто справа отрабатывать. Пойдем опять к Эврару, все такое. И тогда уже вечер завершим караоке, я думаю. Как-то так. Будет такой план на 6-ю часть. Так. Птица стоит, 13. Это достойно. Можно будет если что продать рили. Залутали мой бесплатное это проживание себе, бесплатную комнату. Можно карту не платить, потому что ну, это жесткий объеб. Я сомневаюсь, что я еще одну 20-ку найду на следующий день. Как-то тяжело деньги даются тут мне. Да. Так, в общем, как-то так. Как-то так. В общем-то, тогда буду закругляться и до четверга, я думаю. Я думаю, без... Ну, я хуй знаю, там от форс-мажоров никто не застрахован. Может быть, я просто-напросто не захочу, да? Ну ладно, короче, тогда, в общем, yes. План я обозначил. Все я рассказал. Затягивать мне смысла нет. Да, буду офться. Реза еще стримит, Антох стримит. Какой-то смотр, походу. Вот. В общем, все тогда. I'll be back. Смещатка. Васюткины. I'll be back. Ну, до четверга, я думаю. До четверга. Надеюсь, что до четверга. Все. I'll be back.